far as the one inside, they are harassed and prevented from enjoying visiting these shrines. As far as the second main title, the religious education, Shia peoples are obliged to learn based on non-Shia jurisprudence. Shias are underrepresented in the Ministry of Education leadership. There is no Shia in the position of undersecretary. Now, undersecretaries under the Ministry of Education are two: one regarding the resources and curriculum specialist. No Shia in education supervisory. There are 2 Shia only out of 16 higher or senior Islamic study teachers, and in some parts of the curriculum, Shia are considered non-believers and erratic. Now, even in areas where it is purely Shia, teachers of Islamic studies are Shia. However, the senior, the one supervising them, is always non-Shia, ensuring that even with passing the non-Shia theology, giving view of the other theology, the Shia theology, is prevented and banned. As to the dissemination into media, there are no religious Shia program in TV or on radio. No Shia citizen is employed in the TV and radio management responsible of religious programs. Shia and Bahrain are never allowed to have their Friday sermons or any other Islamic and radio. Many religious programs assume the non-existence of Shia in Bahrain, and more than that, attempt to provoke and antagonize them. Events taken place by Shia in some places, the armed forces are used or deployed to remove banners calling for these events, and in some cases, the force is also deployed to stop these events from happening. As far as Shia books and publication, it's controlled by the Ministry of Justice in collaboration with the Ministry of Information. Printing religious books inside Bahrain is strictly controlled by these 2 establishments. Shia authors revert to finance planned conversion of Shia to non-Shia, to Sunnis. Now they exploit the negligence as well as the economical needs of some of the Shia, provide service for them on the condition that they convert from Shia to Sunni. This, of course, will lead me to the final point, which I really wish that we had a PowerPoint presentation. Again, this is a document, a copy from the Al-Badr Gate report, showing the plan to make Shia physically minority by 2010, importing on a rate of 50,000 Sunnis a year from Iraq, from Syria, from Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and Pakistan, to ensure that Shia by 2010 converted from being a majority, lower majority, to a minority. Thank you very much for this.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I would like to start by introducing myself. My name is Mariam Khawaja and I am 21 years old. I moved to Bahrain when I was 14 years old after living in Denmark under political asylum for 12 years. Since then, I have been an active member of the Bahraini youth movement. 2 of my best friends are Sunni and the 3rd is Shiite, and we embrace each other's differences even in our religious activities. My aunt is married to a Sunni, and within our community we see no difference. Nevertheless, being a Shiite in Bahrain, it is impossible to go through the day without being reminded of the discrimination practiced against us by the government. I am here today not only to speak for myself, but to speak for my brothers and sisters back in Bahrain who did not have the privilege of being in your company today. I am here to speak for my many friends who are easily classified as Shiites because of how they speak, how they look, or their names. I am here today, ladies and gentlemen, to speak for those who could not be here. A friend of mine was refused a visa to bring her newborn child into Bahrain because the father is a non-Bahraini Shiite. Now, what could possibly justify not allowing a newborn infant to enter the country? I have many friends who either have one or both parents of a different nationality, and were able to get the Bahraini citizenship in a matter of weeks. But then again, they are Sunni. Do we not all, as endowed us by God, have the unalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness? Is it not the essence of government existence to protect these rights? Is my relative to raise her children or her child, telling her that they are different? To add insult to injury, they will not have the same opportunities as their Sunni counterparts in regards to grants, jobs, career opportunities, etc. In the Bahraini Defense Force Hospital, my sister's colleague, who was studying to be a nurse, went for an interview for one of the grants supplied by the hospital. He was asked to leave the interview after merely stating his name, which is Mehdi, a typically Shiite name. Unfortunately, grants are not the only aspect of education in which Shiites are discriminated against. Now, I remember reading in a magazine supplied by the U.S. Embassy in Bahrain called the USA Journal about a young girl in the U.S. who filed a lawsuit against her school for having morning prayers during assembly. She felt that it unfairly pressured her to stand up and to recite the prayers because she would stand out in front of her schoolmates for not participating. She won the lawsuit because it only makes sense that people should be free to practice their own beliefs. And even more so, no one has the right to force their own beliefs upon you just because they can. This should not be done to adults, let alone children. Not only does it cause confusion for the children, but it also drives them towards animosity for the dominant sect as they grow older. At the University of Bahrain, where I studied, we as Shiites are not allowed to speak our opinions. In the mandatory history class that we have to take, which speaks about the Sunni ruling family and their glorious quote-unquote achievements, all parts of Shiite involvement in the making of Bahrain is overlooked. When one of our American professors allowed us to express our opinions in class, he was put under probation by the university board and was threatened with expulsion. To add to that, the only call for prayers permitted on the university premises is the Sunni version, although the percentage of Shiite students are more. I had to take a mandatory Islamic studies class at the University of Bahrain in which most of the students were Shiites. The professor was a radical Sunni Iraqi. She would sit in class and tell us that we should have a violent response towards Christians and Jews globally for what is happening in Iraq. The professor also stressed on pointing out that the Shiites are not true Muslims and that they go against the teachings of Islam and the Prophet. The assistant department head, who is also Sunni, informed the students after they complained that he would not do anything to assist them. Many students ended up losing many marks for refusing to adhere to the ideology of the professor and her taught curriculum. Imagine being the son or daughter of a man who died under torture in the 1990s in Bahrain. Imagine having an uncle who was suffering from major health issues because he was tortured. Imagine having a mother who was raped and tortured while being imprisoned after taking part in a demonstration. Now stop imagining. This is a reality for most Bahraini Shiite families. And not only that, the people who committed these atrocities are protected by a law passed by the government that they are never to be prosecuted. The majority of those who died under or were subjected to torture, arbitrary detention, or deportation were Shiite.